don't disclose this information too much.
Is it come from GoMage?
Yes. Our industry is going to be changed, and I decided to do it myself. So every tool like Figma also implements a lot of stuff in regards of AI.
Today I'm not only your host but also a guest. Next to me is sitting my boss, CEO and founder of GoMage, Vadym. Today we will talk about a story of GoMage, the services that actually we provide, and what it means to e-commerce business, and how it can significantly increase the revenue, and share some fun insights from behind the scenes. Vadym, are you ready?
Yep.
So I know you as my boss, as CEO, as founder of GoMage, but I would like to know about who you are outside of GoMage. Vadym as a person.
I'm a big dreamer, I would say, and I like to help people, just to simplify their life. I don't disclose this information too much, but I like help people different perspective, like Red Cross, like send some information, some stuff, and and just do some. I help poor people just to get a better life, and just by giving them some knowledge. And especially with young people, because I got the same situation when I was young, and I didn't understand what I want to do in my life. But I've got very good teachers, so they gave me like a little bit light in my life. So that's why I feel like I have something to do as well in return.
It sounds really great, but how you decide actually to establish GoMage itself?
It was, if I'm not mistaken, it was like I started in 2006 when I just wanted to try to do some freelance job, and I found some customers from the US, and I realized, okay, I can't handle it myself, and I just found some software developers and started doing some IT, because I was studying for sure IT previously, but I was never coding myself properly. But I realized, okay, I have a very good at communication. I realized, okay, I want to start doing something, in my life, like help people, but from different perspective. And I found a couple of software developers, and I remember the customer was from Armenia, if I'm not mistaken. So I didn't understand even about what is GoMage, what is Magento is, right? So he just came and asked some questions, okay, about that. Can we help him? And then it was like my first, probably best fit with Magento, with the yearly version. I would say it was like, I don't remember, it was 1.1 or 1.2. So I don't exactly remember, but it was like that. And I realized, okay, this is something that might be very promising, I would say. I felt that kind of smell of, e-commerce ahead.
Yeah, it's actually a great industry. And you mentioned that you started from Magento. And GoMage, is it come from GoMage?
Yes, that's right. It's like I remember we sat in the kitchen with my colleague, and we thought, okay, what would be the name of the company? And we realized, okay, let's try to combine some words from one technology, like Go Magento, but we can't use properly someone's brand, right? It's a trademark. So we realized, okay, if we put like Go Mage, just cut a little bit of words, so it's just going to work.
It was a great idea. I like this name. And if you look back to during all these 15 years, what are you most proud of?
I'm proud of solving the problems within the customers. I'm proud of being a company with the enthusiasts and the people who I really admire and love, because we work hard. When we, like a small company, it's even now it feels like a family, like a small family. Then everyone understands to each other, and sometimes, something happens, but we always can sort it out. So it's like a small agency boutique, I would say, when we have when we understand to each other and really help to each other. So I feel like people in our company, it's not just doers, that people like do something, but they're also proactive. They also try to do some extra mile, I would say.
It's important to succeed in any sphere, I think, and I know that you work as well a lot with outsource, but running outsourcing development company, is it boring? Because it sounds.
I mean, for sure, some kind of operational stuff, and it's really it's bloody boring, I would say. But you know, you can always find a reason to help people, and you can be motivated because of that. So it's tough business, I would say. It's not boring, but it's tough, because the problem is here that you have to have a margin, but the margin is low, right? So, and I always think how to increase that margin, right, to be able more profitable, because the margin in our business, it's range from 15 to 25% in industry, but it's very hard to achieve, because there are a lot of costs for like payroll stuff, for other expenses. So it's not boring, but it's especially nowadays is AI. I know we are going to discuss about AI, and it's going to be a very nice topic and conversation, but because in IT it's like a big ocean that always changes, right? So, and you can't feel, I never felt that, okay, it's boring, I want to get rid of it. No, it's tough business, because you have to really love what you're doing. Yes, because of, as I said, so because of different customers, different projects, complex solution that sometimes you have to learn as fast as possible, because it takes so much changes all the time. So no boring.
Yeah, for sure. Sounds like it's not. But you also mentioned that you work with different services, with different staff, and with a lot of staff to manage. So, which is your favorite service in GoMage?
I personally love CRO, conversion rate optimization, and UX UI part, because it helps businesses to increase revenue, yes, within conversion rate optimization stuff. So it's very important. It's not about routine work that we do from development, because the software development itself, it's not a goal for the customer, right? It's just a process. But they have a strategical goal to increase their sales, to go to the go-to-market. They have a go-to-market strategy, right, to do something else. So because it's just expenses, and CRO, it's a service that helps to understand how we can increase conversion within the same traffic. But I know we're also going to discuss about it a little later.
Exactly, and you mentioned CRO and also UI UX. So when, why, and for which goals would you recommend this?
The goal is pretty easy. It depends on the traffic for sure. It depends on number of revenue or volume of revenue. So it's then you can think, okay, what we do is we analyze data, yes, and based on data we can say, okay, can we increase conversion rate or not within the same traffic? Let's assume that, let me give you an example. Website has, so let's assume, 100,000 visitors per month, right? And this is a traffic, their turnover is 100 million of boxes, right? So, and they want to increase conversion rate, and they ask, just come to us, yes, and we look at the Google Analytics, GA4, and we be able to understand, okay, how can we uplift that? It can be uplifted for 2 or 3%, 5%, sometimes even more. It depends on the category of industry when they work. It depends on the also different factors, I would say, in regards of their website. If it's too much complexity within website, for instance, or it's much easier. So then we can do some stuff, and we do I would say zero audit, and that audit can help to understand what kind of percentage we can uplift to increase their conversion rate.
But is there any specific best practice that can be applied by any e-commerce? Is there something standard?
But it depends for sure. As I said, so two very important points. So the first one is traffic. You have enough traffic. If you have, I don't know, 1,000 customers, visitors per month, it's not enough for sure. We can help you, definitely. It's not about that. Or if you turn over, I don't know, 100,000 bucks, so it's hard. It's hard to increase because there's some flow and mechanics that we have to go through, and it's could be very little result. It doesn't worth to spend money on that in this case.
Okay, great. So you said that if e-commerce do not reach these specific numbers, we cannot help, or can we offer any alternative service?
For sure we can. Yeah, we can help with UX UI parts. What it means, like we just analyze website. We just need a URL website, and we can say, for instance, okay, what we can improve. It could be homepage, it could be product page. When we help build a trust between visitors and supplier, right? So, I mean, something like such as reviews, for instance, discount. It could be also more pictures of the products, description, feedback from customers who bought the product or service and they're really satisfied, because it builds a trust between a potential customer who is willing to buy a product. And it's also about customer journey, because UX, it's user experience itself. It means like it should be a very smooth process for from the very beginning, from the homepage when customer comes on the website until checkout process, right? Because we have to simplify that process to make it really easier and understandable for end customer.
Okay, but let's imagine the e-commerce website feels that they have a need to improve something, to do UI or UX improvements. But why should they come to GoMage instead of find some freelancer, let's say? Because you said previously that you work as well with outsource. So why?
Because we have a number of experts. We have a lot of expertise within a whole domain. It means like software development, UI UX, conversion rate optimization, AI automatization, right? So we can handle all the services, and we can see, because we are expert in e-commerce, we understand what we can provide and advise the customer, because sometimes it's not necessary for something that they think it's necessary. For sure we can develop everything, but sometimes when we discuss, when we dive into details with the customer, and we realize, okay, it's not something that they really need, or it can be done much easier with AI. And we propose, that's why it's much easier, because we have a bunch of expertise within one organization, within one company, right? So it's much easier that we can combine all of our expertise to provide an excellent result.
Okay, great. So you already mentioned AI, so let's step aside to this hot topic. So what do you think about AI tools? Is it a hype, or it's our future?
It's our present, I would say.
Good point.
Because all of us, we use AI nowadays. If you say like about ChatGPT and some other stuff, right? Everyone uses for getting some advices, recommendation, translates information from one language into another one, right? It's also save a lot of our time and money, and it gives some kind of, I would say, a lot of knowledge as well, right? For something that we can really pretty easy to read or to do. For instance, even now, like I do some kind of experiments in my apartment, because I just want to do some renovation, and I decided to do it myself. Paint the walls, and I just take in the pictures and just send it to ChatGPT and ask, okay, give me a proper guide. What can I do every evening and weekend? How long would it take for me to make it happen? And it works. And it's just like experiment that I know I can handle it, right? Because ChatGPT says, okay, you have to buy this kind of stuff. It takes some, but it says what I have to do properly, right? Proper guide.
Exact instruction.
So, and it's very easy, right? Because this is something that's going on the same in our industry, in software development. Even right now, we already optimized a process for coding. So we optimized, more than 12% of efficiency, yes, of our software developers, because they can save more time and do the same job, right? Because AI helps a lot with the coding, with some other stuff, for instance, within architectural stuff and so on. It's the same happens, I mean, with the design, for instance, right? Because every tool like Figma also implements a lot of stuff in regards of AI. So, and I strongly believe that for sure our industry is going to be changed. How I think the main point that is going to happen in the next future, that we would be like operators, like people that just give an advice or just type some prompts what we want to get, like a plan, right? And AI is going to answer properly within the plan, coding and other stuff. So we just need to give, like a brief or guide to the AI, for instance, as a code, right, for coding. It changed industry a lot. For instance, we made an experiment within a couple of days ago that, for instance, that some coding takes 20 hours, but we made it within 4 hours with code. Why? Because we just gave a code to some piece of information what we want to build. We create a plan, so on, and just it answers the proper coding. Then you can, for sure, you can revise it, right? You can just polish it a little bit, right? But more or less, it works. It works. It gives a lot of, first of all, time and save time, and I think before it's not perfect yet, right? You can get probably a lot of also like we can get more margin even. We can earn more money because we can do the same job but for less time.
Yeah, it's interesting, but for GoMage clients, what does it mean? Can we say that GoMage services will be even more affordable for the clients, or we just talking about that GoMage will receive more margin?
No, it's just, I think it's a small, short period of time when we can do like that for sure, because technology is not perfect, but it's starting. It's, big companies, they start building that very good services like Cloud, for instance, for coding, for designs, or some of the stuff. But it means that in the future, customer would be able to pay less and get a fast result. Why? Because as I said, so we just need to get some prompt into some tool, right, and get result within days or hours, not like now. This is going to change. So I think our services, they would be able to reduce the timeline, but increase quality and also produce more services at the same timeline.
Okay, yeah. And if we're talking about AI direction inside of GoMage, because I know that GoMage invested a lot of time, money, all kinds of resources into this direction. So which kind of services already our clients can benefit from?
Okay, yeah, what we now do is we implemented AI translator that can help our customers translate websites from one language into another one. For instance, we have a customer in Belgium, and he uses only Dutch version of website, but he wants to translate into French language, also German, Polish, and English for sure. So, and it takes, I would say, days to translate from scratch, from one main source of languages, like for instance Dutch in his case. So, and it cost very little because we used to OpenAI, for instance, with a not Nevest model, but it's like a O3, for instance, model that can really handle it. So it saved a lot of money because, for instance, by the way, GoMage is going to also be presented in the Middle East market. And yeah, I'm just, asked some translators to translate our website into Arabic language, and it cost like at least 3.5K, okay, for one translation. So it means like it can save a lot of money for our customers if they are going to translate it within AI nowadays. And the translation is pretty good, I would say. For sure, there are some words that can be adjusted or fixed, but overall it's quite okay. I would say 90, probably 92% of whole translations that we do with AI is pretty good.
And what about the quality of this translation? Does it count with some ACO best practices or stuff like this? Or is only translation itself?
For sure it can be, but it depends for sure on the specifics, right? Because if we translate, let's assume some specification of the product, I don't know, if the customer sells ice machines, right? They have some specifications, there's nothing to translate differently, but for sure the rest of the text, yes, it's also can be adjusted within SEO or GEO, right? To be adapted for search engine optimization, also for ChatGPT, for Grok and other platforms.
Yeah, it's great. And you mentioned only AI translation, but as far as I know, we have another great services based on AI. So can you tell a bit more about it?
You mean Smart Buy or?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, it helps. Yeah, it helps to understand, within what people are going to buy. Yes, we also can help them to buy and to select products much easier. They can select or give send a voice or text. For instance, if they're looking for, let's assume some, I don't know, table, but they want to have a specific table within size or color, it's much easier to say, and we will filter it. Yes, we will find something similar to on the website instead of just trying to search information by yourself. So it's pretty easy and it's a fast way. And also what we can do is we can also add to cart, and we can go through the checkout process within our Smart Buy solution. So it's pretty good for sure. We have not only Smart Buy solution, not only AI translator, but the other one. But yeah, I can speak about AI definitely hours.
Yeah, for sure. It's really interesting topic. And if we're talking about, for example, Smart Buy solution, I know and I see that in this way we can reduce the time that the potential customer will spend on the website. So in this way we also can affect to conversion rate. So is it the part of conversion rate optimization, but like the separate service?
It could be, yeah, for sure. But the most important stuff is to understand it. What I personally realized, nowadays, customers, they don't really even understand what can be done within AI. This is still probably because technology is quite new, and they don't understand what they can optimize. I mean, it could be different areas of businesses, like accounting. It could be chatbots. When people, for instance, answer some questions on the first line of support, right? We can replace those people, unfortunately, or fortunately for businesses, for sure, because it saves a lot of money. And AI can just handle it by having a knowledge base and understands the whole project, the whole website and information. Yes, but the most important stuff is to have an accurate description of the products, knowledge base in regards of policy, refunds, and so on. So then AI can handle it and save a lot of time. And the most important stuff that AI, it's never got sick. It works 24 hours and 7,
and no vacation.
65, yes. No complaints, nothing. So has no tests, has no humor, has no bad mood, nothing. So it helps to work your business within really 24 hours a day, which is really big advantage, especially with some products when customer might come on the website and just ask and nobody answers. And they just got lost or just close website and to go somewhere where the customer service is much better.
Yeah, for sure. And I know that also we use AI for customer support. Inside of each e-commerce, we can implement some kind of chatbot who can answer all kind of frequently asked questions. But personally, I don't like to go through all these pages and looking for the correct answer. Sometimes I can use a search, but it also depends if it's not the exact keyword that I supposed to use, so I wouldn't find the right answer. So I know that GoMage has some specific solution for this, but can you tell a bit more about this?
Yeah, it's like a chatbot, but that it's a very easy tool. For using. It means as we discussed previously, the main point for that service, for the chatbot, is information. So it means like website has a proper knowledge base. It can be done in the background, but AI, yes, like our tool needs to get that information to be able to give the accurate answers to the customer in regards of, as you said, like some if you're looking for some products, or if you willing to get a return, right? If you need to send some information to ask about and ask some specification of the product even before buying it, right? Especially if you buy some furniture, right? Sometimes it's quite tough and quite complex process because you need to know about the sizing, how it's going to look like. You have your own apartment or house, and you want to put it at once. So yeah, in this matter, AI can handle it. For instance, right? How you can send a picture, for instance, of the room, and AI can handle it and say, okay, this is something that we can propose, right? You can customize it, you can buy it because it's already made, or you can buy some parts of it. Yeah, AI works pretty well nowadays. So I would say the mistakes for sure happens. The mistakes happen, but anyway, it's if the information is accurate from the database, which also is responsible for the owner of a website, right, to get more information because the system needs to be learned, right? So needs to learn how to get it. So we have to teach the like AI chatbot for that stuff to get that information from database.
Also, on this point, I believe that it's important to mention that, for example, Smart Buy, it's not suitable for each e-commerce. For example, recently I had a conversation with a potential client, and they have only 12 SKU on their website. So in this case, it's not the right profile to install, for example, Smart Buy, because there are no need to ask something specific about specific features or attributes of these products. But probably the right way to use AI for this e-commerce is for customer support, as you previously mentioned. So it would be the right way to optimize resources in terms of customer support.
Yeah, that's why like we are e-commerce agency, we are boutique, yes, because every case is unique, every customer is unique. As you said, Ira, if for instance customer has, let's assume, 20 products, for sure it doesn't matter. I mean, it doesn't make any sense for a customer to use Smart Buy because it's easy to find products, right? It's only 20. But if he has, 100,000 products, it's very easy to get lost. Or just even if website has filters, some other fields such as search, or yeah, it's really hard because then sometimes the search is not very accurate because you can put in one word, right, but you can find 100 or 1,000 products within that. What can you do? So AI sorted out. So by understanding the customer's request and answer properly within one or two products that customer might buy.
Yeah, and I believe the cool thing here is that AI understands all kinds of vague words, some slang words, some probably if you used to speak in 2 languages, you are bilingual. So sometimes you cannot find the right word to describe what you are looking for. So for AI, it's easy task to find the right answer for you, even if you use not the proper way of asking this stuff. So AI, it's obviously great, but I really like this consultative approach of GoMage. So you mentioned about different clients, and that sometimes you even can recommend to not use the exact service that they requested, but maybe recommend something even better for them on this particular stage. And if you look back, which is the case studies or customers that you are mostly proud of? Do you have some favorites?
From one of our customer, for sure, it's a restaurant supply. It's a customer since 2013. Yeah, it's like more than 12 years that we work together. And I remember when she started, working with us. She just came to us to buy one small extension for Magenta. It was light checkout. We call it light checkout, and now we work, since a decade, and I'm proud of it because they changed a lot. They improved their websites. They have not only one website; it's a bunch of websites, and it's a different one. And I'm proud of that because they leaders in industry. They sell like ice machines and something related to restaurant businesses as well, some equipments and so on. And they're leaders in the US, and I'm proud of it because we help them from IT part, from technological part of their business. Yeah.
I know that even for this customer, we didn't get the award, but we were between finalists for that project.
Yes, we've been in the conference a couple of years ago. Yeah, but it's always like I mean, it's a great to have tried to get an award. Yes, and but for me, being CEO, it's more important to seeing the dashboard, right? I see how fast they grow. I see their revenues. This is something that I'm proud of because I see we really helped and handled all the technological stuff, which is very important.
Yeah, it seems that we grew together somehow because 12 years together from the 15 of the whole existence of GoMage, so it's becoming the part of the family, the part of the team, literally. So it's great to hear something like this. And what about maybe the biggest client that you are proud of? Because normally we are looking for some big fat claim, and who is in this case?
Yeah, as a customer from I can exactly call the name because we signed a lot of NDAs. So, but yeah, this is a customer from, I would say, glass industry, one of the leader in industry in the US. And most of us, we use their products daily. I mean, like even Coca-Cola and some other stuff, San Pellegrino. So yeah, and we help that customer to, to be presented online much because they have an ambitious plan in e-commerce to expand their business across the globe. They are already like a global leader, but they want to expand it within AI, e-commerce, and also CRO part. But they have very complex processes because it's more like, I would say, it's more B2B business because they sell a lot of bottles, and it's a very complex process for ordering and delivering. Yeah, this is it's insane because it's complex solutions that's related to also their backend part, which uses SAP, right? And it's a CRM system, very big enterprise level. So yeah, I'm proud of because we are able to sort complex solution for enterprise customers.
Yeah, it sounds really impressive. And if we're talking about not only the clients, but also about GoMage and the nearest future in terms of the perspective, in terms of globalization, somehow, can you share some insights about the nearest plans?
Yeah, for sure. We are going to focus on AI, on conversion rate. So because, as I said, so now our industry is changing and changed a lot right now, and it can be done as it was previously in regards of coding we discussed recently, right? And it's only beginning. I strongly believe in that. Because, for instance, what I see what Claude did, and what the platform does itself. So I mean, it's insane, because it helps a lot, and I strongly believe that skills for software developers also, they're not going to be replaced, but it would change definitely, and the people or organization who don't understand it. So I mean, they have to go out. Or, I mean, they just be disappeared probably. So and the main point to be within this streamline, I would say stream, right? To be able to change and transform our company, and it's really exciting because, I mean, as we discussed with you, it gives an opportunity for our customers to get service faster, easier, cheaper for initial development, for support overall. So it's better. So it means like we as an agency, we can produce more services, more technologies within the same timeline. Our customers would pay less because most of our services we would use some technologies like, such as, I mean, within AI, some tools that can help us to boost and increase the number of our, speed to be able to execute the project.
So it's really interesting, and I even remember that one of the recent clients came to us with a request to fire the half of the customer support team. So I was somehow even scary about this kind of request because I believe that it would become more and more popular. But as you said, it's not about replace humans. It's more about to change. It's more about to optimize, and in this way we can help companies to do that. So we just replace the tasks that can be automated, and that's it. And
yeah, and I just want to add a little bit. Just we can't keep it as it was then. It's the same. It's a revolution, right? Mm-hmm. As our parents, mm-hmm. our grandparents had the same time, like when first cars just established, right? It was also big industry when factories are started working and produce something, yes, and replaced a lot of people because it was manual work. It's the same nowadays. It's always like that. So the most important stuff is to be adapted for that stuff, not too scary about technology, but to be part of that technology. This is a point that I want only to recommend for anyone, especially for our members team. Yeah, so to be adapted and to learn as much as they can, because it's the only way to be like competitive, yes, and to be on the same page, and yes, to work and to achieve the results much faster than the other do.
Yeah, even I can see the tendencies that maybe 1 year ago, a lot of companies, they just said that AI, it's too far, it's just of the future, but it's not a time to think about it and replace something. But nowadays, I see that almost every single company, from enterprise to small business, they use AI somehow, and not only by using ChatGPT, but also by improving and optimizing some processes. And I see that the impact is great, and it will be even more.
Yeah, for instance, if it's like a lot of like a professional, like SDR, right? As we discussed first, when he wants to collect some information, want to send, AI is able to handle all those emails, right? To create personalized emails. Just imagine that someone is going to send 100,000 emails per week or per month. It's simply impossible. You have to have an army of those people. But with AI, right, it's just it's sorted out quite easily, because AI can go on the websites, understands the industry, understands my pain points, and to try to speak gently and politely in the way that like there are always like a call to action within email.
Yeah, but in the same time, we see that from on other side, AI can sort out these kind of emails, and as well, it can be even more hard to reach out to the person, because we need to pass through the filter of AI before that.
That for sure, and there are some different stuff that comes for sure, like regulation, right? Because it's always like that. It's the same like within like SMS or calls, right? Nowadays you can't just call to someone because it's simply illegally, yes, it's impossible. Or you can't send messages to people that you approach that they never subscribed to your mail list or whatever. But yeah, the same would be, I mean, it's already existing like in the US, in Europe, but I would say in Europe it's much strict because we have GDPR and some other stuff. But more or less, I mean, you know, like, anyway, I'm on the side of helping. I'm not so, the different sides, and it can just damage some, you know, human rights or, you know, some other stuff, or to interrupt some people. I'm from the side when AI can help people doing their job, right? They can spend more time for their families to improve their life.
Thank you so much for sharing all these thoughts as a CEO. Thanks a lot for opening as a person as well, because I believe that it's really important, especially in the age of AI, that we still become humans and we still become the person who approach to our clients. And it was really interesting to hear about your insights, about your thoughts in respect of AI and other services. So thank you so much for sharing this time with me.
Yeah, thank you for having me.